We are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive. All right, guys, Jason Zaleski here, and we are back at Marshfield Fairgrounds Park. Steve Maves will be along shortly. We are ready for Game 2 of this doubleheader. Marshfield won the first 10-0, and they will be the visiting team here for the second game of this doubleheader, as we've got the throw down to second, and Megan Donahue will remain the pitcher again this game, and she'll remain in the starting spot as we welcome back in Steve Maves.
Thanks, Jason. As in the circle for game number 2 for Wausau East Lumberjacks is Emily Brubaker, as Donahue will get ready to start things off for the Marshfield Tigers. She was 3 for 4. She was game 1 with 2 singles, a triple, and a strikeout, along with 12 strikeouts in the circle. And she looks at ball 1 low. It will be Megan Donahue, Emily Drager, Jenna Jacoby, Rihanna Corzola, Morgan Nordbeck, Kate Conradi, Jordan Pretsch, as Donahue looks at ball 2.
Interesting note here, Steve. Donahue batting from the left side of the plate in this game.
She walked up to the plate, and here's the pitch, and that one's fouled down here in front of us, and it's 1-2. Same starting 9 for Marshfield as in game 1. Brianna Jacoby and Taylor Barwick will be the last 2 batters, or 8 and 9 batters for the Marshfield Tigers, who come in 16-3 on the season.
Interesting, Steve, when players do this. Sometimes they just want to take a little bit of crack at that side of the plate. That, though, can be offensive at times to the other team.
Yeah,
so we'll see how they take it.
As she just gets hit in the leg. So Donahue's on first after a hit by batter, or hit by pitch.
Pitcher upset there at her batting from that side and said, here, take this in your left-handed swing. I got you.
Emily Drager up now. Here's the first pitch to Emily, and there's a strike.
She bats from the right side, which is her regular side.
She flew out, had a single, came around and scored, and a double. She was due up next in game number 1, 1-1 the count. She was due up in game number 1 before Megan Donahue had an RBI triple to put Marshfield over the 10-run mark. And there's strike 2.
Steve, as that first game wore on, we saw the strike zone get a little bigger, and I explained to the audience that's fairly common, especially when you're up by that margin. The umpire will try to speed things along a little bit. That was a tall strike, that last pitch.
Absolutely. As that one's drilled right past the third baseman, and there's quickly 2 on, nobody out for the Tigers. C&I single for Emily Drager.
Yeah, clean swing, clean hit there for the senior Drager. So 2 seniors up, 2 seniors on base here on Senior Day at Marshfield Fairgrounds Park.
Yeah, nice little ceremony before the in-between games for the Tiger seniors. Jenna Jacoby due up next for Marshfield as the state softball rankings came out today, and Marshfield stays put in 9th in the state for the second straight week.
Probably about where they belong, I would say, just all things considered. Their arch nemesis over in Stevens Point, they fell to them both times. And we'll see. I suspect they will meet each other in the playoffs this year.
Good chance on that, and it's 1-1.
They're in the same what do you call it, regional.
Yep.
But we'll see. Coach fully expects a 2 seed, as we heard in between games. We'll see what happens this weekend.
And misses just inside, and it's 2-1 to Jenna Jacoby.
I believe the seeding meeting is on Saturday morning, so all teams will play today and then on Thursday again. So the seeding committee will have every game on the schedule to look at when they put all the teams together.
That one's popped up, and it will be an infield fly, but caught by the shortstop anyway.
think there's a reasonable chance Marshfield could get a 3 seed. I wouldn't be surprised with the 2, and I wouldn't be surprised with the 3. The 4 would be, there would have to be a problem, I think, at a 4. For example, a loss here and then maybe get swept against Wausau West on Thursday. That could lead to something like that. But otherwise, they're probably locked into a 2, perhaps a 3.
There are only 2 losses. 2 of the 3 losses have come to Spash. The other one is, I think they were down in Florida for their early season tournament. So 2 losses to, some say, probably the best team in the state in Division I.
Put me on that list of saying so.
As misses inside. Spash did fall this last weekend to Chippewa Falls in their first loss of the year, but they are still one of the perennial powerhouses in Corzola in game 1 had a ground out to the pitcher, a single, and a ground out to the second baseman. So 1 for 3 in game 1 for Corzola. She lines that one.
Base, and she stopped running. She could have made it back with that overthrow, too, eventually. That was out by Donahue.
Donahue caught off second base on the drive to center field, and a very promising inning for the Tigers comes to nothing. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the first, scoreless here at Lee Field.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel.
Hey, welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jim. On the fly out to center, and so she just kind of stopped at third, looked back. In the meantime, the ball was handled that second. She might have been able to get back even after she couldn't get back.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were saying in between innings, that's one of those times you got to look at your third base coach and really know what's going on and have a heads up going around or going to third base in a situation like that.
Yeah, senior awards ceremony in between games, may have had her mind on some other non-softball things and just got caught out that way. She's a very experienced softball player, and probably wouldn't happen again in the future.
Yeah, quite one of those, as she throws a strike in there to zipper her. But I looked at Trevor in between when she was announced going to Daytona, Florida, going to Daytona State in beautiful Florida, as she zipper bunts her strike 2.
Heading for warmer weather, and I'll be right behind her, I can tell you that. Although this is nice weather today, as again, we thank you for sponsorship out to Little Sprouts Learning Garden in Auburndale, bringing us our radar all season long, as we see a strikeout there, first by Donahue. Little Sprouts Learning Garden in Auburndale, all your daycare needs, whether you live in Auburndale or just want a great place for your kids to go. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call. The radar is clean and clear, and we will, not even a cloud in the sky,
No.
so we have no worries here as we have our next batter.
As Gabby Bratz now up, she pitched in game 1 for the Lumber. She swings through strike 1. Megan Donahue finished game 1 with 12 strikeouts and starting off right where she left off, as she now 13 on the day. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed, and it's quickly 0-2. Chelsea Lambeck is on deck.
Plenty of zip left on the Donahue fastball. She's still right in rhythm, as you said, Steve, from the first game up till now.
A no-hitter for Donahue in game 1 as she misses inside. Had Bratz jumping out of the way. Ball and 2 strikes to the Lumberjacks shortstop. Here's the 1-2 from Megan Donahue. And that one's fouled back and staying alive. And it remains 1-2. Due up for Marshfield after their very interesting end to the top of the first. We'll see after this pitch, and there's another strikeout for Megan Donahue.
Yeah, swung that one in the dirt there. Probably should have let that one go, but that ball comes in awfully fast off the fingertips of Megan Donahue. You don't have much time to react standing up there.
Nordbeck, Conradi, and Pretsch will be up for Marshfield in the top of the second. But like you told me in the first game, Marshfield scored 1 run in the first inning and then exploded for 8 in the second. So they have plenty of life up and down their lineup.
I mean, it looked there for a while, Steve, in that second inning. They were going to bat around for the third time. They almost did get back to the leadoff hitter for the third time, but you know, you bat 15 in an inning, you're doing something.
Yep, absolutely is. Lambeck looks at ball one. A ball and a strike, 2 outs. And
one around on that one.
Yep, swing for strike 2.
Yeah, undecided as that ball came in. Again, you've got just a little bit of time to react. And
the 0-2 misses just low, and it's 2-2.
You got to be smart up there. You got to know what you're looking for, and if it's close, you got to just make contact, just stay alive.
Here's the 2-2. Misses low. So now Donahue in trouble. Full count, 2 outs. And here's the pitch. Now it's popped straight up, and it will be in play and overran by the third baseman, Corzola, I believe. Yes. Nope, excuse me, Brandon Jacoby.
Yeah,
yep.
Well, she had it.
Yep.
I mean, she knew exactly where she had to be. There's a bit of a breeze here, and it's blowing straight where that ball took off behind her. That could have had something to do with it.
Remains 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And misses. That's the first base runner of the day in game 1 or game 2 for the Lumberjacks.
Have to recalibrate our cameras now to figure out where to put the base runner on the camera.
As they will have a courtesy runner for the catcher Lambeck.
Take this opportunity, Steve, to thank our headline sponsor today, Patty Hazenbank, Century 21. Patty Hazenbank, consider it sold. She's got a property right now, 900 West 5th Street in Marshfield. It's a 5-bedroom beauty. Give Patty a call or reach her on Facebook. Again, Patty Hazenbank, consider it sold.
And there's strike 1. And if you guys don't know Jason, he was reading that off the top of his head. That was not scripted. Yeah. As Sweetie looks at strike 1 and then follows it straight back, and she's quickly behind 0-2.
Now, Steve, I will say it's my 3rd game though, reading doing that live read for Patty. So we're happy to have Patty again. I contact her on Facebook. You should too. She's a lot of fun. So give her a call.
0-2, strike 3 looking, and the Lumberjacks get one on the walk, and we go to the top of the 2nd. Scoreless here from the Marshfield Fairgrounds.
Enabling families to have peace of mind in times like these. Secure against unexpected property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
To the top of the 2nd we go, as remains scoreless here in game 2 of our Wisconsin Valley Conference doubleheader between the Marshfield Tigers and the Wausau East Lumberjacks. Megan Donahue put her first base runner on of the day in the bottom of the 1st via the walk, and then she went back and struck out the next batter for her 15th of the day and 3rd of the ball game.
Yeah, she really is something else. We'll see what she does. Again, you mentioned Daytona State down in Florida as well. She'll attend college in the fall. She'll play softball there. No scholarships. She's going to go down there and play, though. And we'll see. We'll see what she does. You know, you go to college to play sports. No matter how good you were in high school, you still got to go up to that next level. And so we'll see if she's got a next level when she gets down there.
Morgan Nordbeck, Kate Canardi, and Jordan Pretsch for Marshfield. And there's a strike. Starting off the top of the 2nd. Nordbeck, right-handed batter.
Normally you see that in the pros. You'll have there's a ball driven to left field, sorry.
Yeah, over the glove of the left fielder, and Nordbeck reaches second base.
You see all the draft picks from all the different sports, whether it's Ryan Leaf or Sam Oakey, or I mean all the famous ones, right? But they were excellent college players, some of the best ever in college, and they go to that next level, and it's a whole other elite level each time you go. And so only the best of the best get to advance, and then from there only the best of that best get to advance, and you need to up your game when you move on to the next level.
Absolutely, as Kate Conradi is due up next with a runner at second, and figuring out some softballs, and then pitcher hands the umpire something to put in his pocket.
Looked like he lost his clicker.
Oh.
That's what it looked like there. He may have ran out as that ball was headed out to left field. He may have ran out to get his spot on the field and lost his clicker.
Huh. There's strike. Good pitch there for first strike to Conradi.
Or it was his payoff.
Yeah.
One or the other. I don't know. Probably the clicker, though.
No balls and a strike. Top of the second inning, scoreless in game two. A good breaking ball, but misses just outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful day for softball. I think I read that there's about 193 baseball games today, 238 softball games, and 98 soccer games around the state to be played this afternoon to again continue to get games played this month.
Yeah, everybody's in catch-up mode, and we are too with the doubleheader here.
And misses outside, and it's 3-1 to Conradi. Jordan Pretsch, Brianna Jacoby, and Taylor Barwick. If this inning will continue to march on, and there is a 5-pitch walk as Conradi reaches via the walk. The first walk of the game for the Lumberjacks.
Tell you, Steve, again, you mentioned a couple of times here, nice day outside. We've got JV playing behind us. Parking lot is 2/3 full, and there are comfortably hundreds of people here watching softball today.
Yeah, good crowd for JV as well, and big crowd for the varsity ball one outside to Jordan Pretsch.
There's no reason to be inside right now. I mean, unless you going on. Come on out. It's almost 5, so most folks have been done working here. There's still plenty of time to get down here and watch some fun softball.
Squares the bunt and down the third base line. That one will go foul for Pretsch, and it's a ball and a strike.
Concession stand open, so we're happy to see that. Got lots of good stuff going on. Also mentioned that on Thursday we'll be up in Spencer. We got another doubleheader, Columbus Catholic and the Spencer Rockets, and that all starts at 4 o'clock on Thursday. So tune in for that.
Here's the 1-1. Misses high, 2-1.
And then on Friday, we got something real special. We'll have highlights Friday night baseball action. Number 1 Athens, number 1 in the whole state. The Blue Jays will host the Marathon City Red Raiders, who are also tops in the conference. So big-time battle going up in Athens on Friday.
Squares the bunt. That one goes down third base line, and she's going to beat it out. A perfect bunt for Jordan Pretsch, an infield single, and now bases are loaded with nobody out.
Put it in exactly the place you need to, and with advancing that runner to third, you occupy that pitcher running towards third. Not enough momentum to get back and wheel and throw over here to first. So bases loaded now for the Tigers, nobody out.
Brianna Jacoby now up. Taylor Barwick is on deck. Bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the second inning, scoreless, and she misses high.
See, if that bunt is put down the first base line in that same between first and the pitcher, then so you still advance the runners, but then you're easily thrown out at first. So very nice placement there by Pretsch.
Out still here in the second inning, and it's 2-0. As the Lumberjacks pitcher, Emily Brubaker, trying to find the strike zone. Here's the 2-0. And bounces in there, and we'll see there's going to be a play at the plate and a underthrow by the catcher. And don't want to hurt the pitcher on Brubaker. Didn't want to go down and try and field that ball, and 1 run is in here in the top of the second.
Yeah, kind of a combination of things there. Not a very good throwback from the catcher, not a very aggressive run at home from the pitcher either. But we're only in the second inning. You don't want to hurt yourself as the pitcher heading into home. So first base open.
Here's a pitch, and there's a strike way at the top of the strike zone, above the letters, but it's 3-1. One run across here in the top of the second. Still nobody out.
Speaking of that concession stand, I think our scoreboard operator probably took a trip down to the concession stand as we're a little behind in the count. Another strike there, Steve.
And Jacoby now has, I think, 3-2.
Actually, I was joking. Turned out I was right as I see our score head back up the steps now, back up to the scoreboard.
And misses high, and the walks the bases loaded again, and second walk of the inning, and now Taylor Barwick is due up.
But I know how that can be, right? You go to the concession stand, you get a hot dog, some nachos, or you see somebody else doing it, more importantly, and you're like, man, that looks good. It turns out I'm hungry. I'm going to head down and do that. Shoot, I forgot I'm in charge of the scoreboard today.
There's first pitch to Barwick, and there's a strike.
But I don't begrudge anybody solving a hunger need. We'll keep good track of the score here, as we always do. And folks here at the park, they probably know what the score is, too.
That one's popped straight up.
Right at us here.
It'll be right. Fly of the game and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, volume's good. All right. Well, Steve, you mentioned we had the canopy here. That saved us, but didn't save our camera.
Yeah.
Holy man! But we're back up and running now as the camera cord took the worst of it there from the foul ball. And, well, those things will happen. Live sports and live TV. Bases loaded here.
Yeah, as Barwick popped up in the infield, as Donahue is up now with one away, and the bases remain loaded. And she looked at ball one.
Boy, Donahue, power swinger, and the infield's in.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yep, and she switches back over to the right-handed side. And here's the 1-0. There's a strike. Good off-speed pitch there.
I'll tell you, I would too. With bases loaded, we only have one. I'm either Donahue or I'm telling her, let's get serious now and go hit the ball.
Here comes the Lumberjack pitcher, Brubaker. Pitch. That one's a huge. And
well, everybody's under attack. All media under attack today. That right off the press box, almost in their window.
And a good catch back there by a JV fan on the fly, or off of the press box.
Ball never hit the ground. He's out.
Yeah,
right?
no, that was good play. Ball and 2 strikes to Donahue. Here's the pitch. And that one's popped to right field. And
lost in the sun.
Yeah, was unable to make the play. Did not see it in the sun. 1 will come across for sure. 2 across. And Donahue will have a 2 RBI single. A tough play out there in right field with the sun directly in the eyes.
Yeah, all the more reason to bat from your proper side of the plate, too. And she did. And more RBIs for Donahue.
2 RBIs for Megan, and there's runners at the corners. And Emily Drager now up. She reached on a single, stranded at first. See if Donahue will take off. And there she goes. There's a strike. Throw down to third. A good throw by the catcher.
Boy, close.
Yeah, very close at third, and a timeout taken by Jacoby, but a good heads-up idea by the catcher.
Now, I'll tell you, Steve, for those of you comfortable or familiar with watching Major League Baseball, that could have been a challenge if we had that kind of setup here. It was that close, I think.
And that one's drilled. Drager to shallow center field. One will come across. Donahue comes across. And two more for the Tigers. And it is 5-0 Marshfield.
Well, Steve, they exploded in the second inning in the first game, and look at this. Second inning, second game, and we've got runs coming by the bunches here.
Another 2 RBI single for a Marshfield hitter as Jenna Jacoby is up for the Marshfield Tigers. As Jacoby batting from the left side, and that one's drilled to shallow right or to right field, center field. A good catch by the center fielder. Was able to block the sun from her eyes with the glove, and able to make the catch and the throw in. And there's 2 away here in the second.
Yeah, nice catch there. Ball hit very high into the air. It even drifted a little bit as we saw the center fielder just keep drifting, and eventually did haul it in. Nice play out there.
Corazola now up. She flew out to center field her first time up to end on the double play. And that one was dropped by the catcher, and there goes Drager, and she'll reach second.
Yep, no throw down there. She had a nice jump to begin with and easily glides into second base. Got the action here in the Jacks bullpen.
5-0 in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, and it's 2-0, I believe. The 2 outs in the top half of the second. Morgan Nordbeck would be up as she had a double her first time, and that was drilled to
right
center. A great catch again by the center fielder. So a couple hard hit balls, but good plays out there in center field. And we go to the bottom of the second. Marshfield 5, Wausau East 0.
Nasonville Dairy is proud to be part of more than 150 years of dairy farming tradition in the state of Wisconsin. The athletes at Nasonville Dairy are also proud to support all our local student athletes. You work hard in the classroom and then work hard to compete at your best outside of school. Congratulations to the 2018 graduates and best of luck this sports season and beyond. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. Visit us at our store or nasonvilledairy.com.
A fun fact about Kate and Marty. Her favorite Pixar animation cartoon is The Incredibles.
Tonight, is that okay for you? Let me call around 8, and we'll talk about what's coming in summer.
If Emily Drager could own any vehicle regardless of the price, she would own a 2018 Chevy Camaro in black.
Yeah, we're going to do some playoffs.
And Morgan Nordbeck's favorite restaurant is Texas
We're going to
Roadhouse.
have a lot of fun this summer. And if you're interested in learning highlights, we got the Raptors right there at Raptors. Yeah. Okay.
And from Megan Donahue,
Call
her
me
favorite
later.
movie is Black Panther.
See you later.
To the bottom of the second we go. As Donahue's day is done in the circle, Corazola will head into the circle. So goes 6th as Megan Donahue, and she goes 15 strikeouts over 6 innings. As her and Corazola just switch, Donahue will now play first base. Conradi, excuse me. Yep, my bad. Conradi in the circle. Get Conradi, see how many innings she gets. And misses low. Ball and no strikes. Conradi, a very tall presence in the circle. A very good first baseman as she throws 2 balls at the knees, and it's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, and there's a strike. 2 balls and a strike, nobody out. Bottom of the second, 5-0 Marshfield. Here's the 2-1. That one's driven to left field, and it will be foul, and evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marshfield's last regular season home game of the season. as Adriana Jasso at the dish. Here's the 2-2. That one's popped straight up. And that one's strike to the pitcher, Conradi, for out number 1 on the pop-up. Emily Brubaker now up.
Now for the Lumberjacks, Brubaker.
The pitcher for the Lumberjacks, who come into this one 1-8 overall. Marshfield Tigers now at 16-3. Like I said earlier, the 9th ranked team in Division I are the Marshfield Tigers. Here's the pitch. There's a strike right down the middle. Only one base runner for Wausau East all day. And there's a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Brubaker. 2 strikes on the Lumberjacks pitcher. Here's the pitch from Conradi. Still looking for her first strikeout. And that one's drilled to right field. Shading the sun, and the catch for out number 2. Nice play out there in right field by Taylor Barwick.
Spike up for the Lumberjacks.
Here's the first pitch. Oh, hits the outside corner. And it's a ball or no balls in the strike. Pitch from Conradi, swung on and missed. Quickly ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. The same due up for Marshfield in the top of the 3rd as they had in the top of the 2nd. That one's dribbled weakly in front of home plate, and a smart play there by the catcher. Catcher for Marshfield, Emily Drager, to let it go foul. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Conradi looks at her wristband for the call, and here it is. And a check swing she goes, and there's the first strikeout for Conradi in a 1-2-3 inning for the Lumberjacks. We go to the top of the 3rd, Marshfield 5, Wausau East 0.
Today.
Kate's favorite movie is Tommy Boy or The Longest Yard. If Emily Drager could go somewhere to eat, she would pick Olive Garden. And last but not least, if Morgan Norbeck could own any vehicle, she would pick a Tesla.
The top of the 3rd, we go. Marshfield 5, Wausau East nothing. So Morgan Nordbeck leads things off again here in the top of the 3rd. Right underneath the hands of Nordbeck for strike 1. Nordbeck, Conradi, and Pretsch for the Tigers. Looking in is Brubaker in the delivery. That one's drilled over to 3rd, but rolls foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. 5 across in the 2nd, nothing in the 1st for Marshfield, and 0s across so far for the Lumberjacks in Game 1 and Game 2. Here's the 0-2 to Nordbeck. That one's drilled, and it will be foul, hitting off of the left field fence, or down the third baseline. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Nordbeck just trying to stay alive, trying to get something into the green. There's the 0-2. That one's drilled to right field, and there's a base hit for Morgan Nordbeck. She's got a single and a double on the day. Going opposite field is Nordbeck, and now Kate Conradi is up. She reached on a walk, came around and scored on the RBI double from Megan Donahue. Conradi, the pitcher now for Marshfield, trying to help herself out any way she can. Here's the pitch. Misses just inside, or misses just outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Marshfield looking to get their 17th win of the season. Conradi looks at one high and in, and it's 2-0. 20th game of the year for the Tigers. Kind of amazing that they were even able to get this many games in. That one's popped straight up. Shallow center, and another great catch. And a good catch by the first baseman on the throw, but Conradi flies out to center field. Center fielder's been busy here today, as looks like got a pinch hitter for Jordan Pretch, excuse me.
Now pinch hitting, Maddie Mays.
Maddie Mays is hitting for Jordan Pretch. With one away here. One away here in the top of the third. Nordbeck at first. Pinch hitter for Pretch, who had a single and came around and scored in the second. Let's see what Mays can do. Looking in is Brubaker, left-handed pitcher for the Lumberjacks. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt, and the catcher fielded it in front of home plate, and a good throw for out number 2, a 2-3 put out for the second out. Brianna Jacoby now up. Runner at second, 2 outs. Marshfield still leading 5-0. And there's a strike to Brianna Jacoby. Taylor Barwick is on deck. Megan Donahue would get up if Barwick or if Barwick can reach. But Jacoby's got to do some work first. That one's popped straight up over to shortstop, and a good catch for out number 3. The Tigers go quietly in the third. Marshfield 5, Wausau East 0. We go to the bottom of the third.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. V&H.
To the bottom of the third we go. Marshfield 5 and Wausau East nothing. A couple of changes for the Tigers to go to the top of the bottom of the third and get those two once they come into bat, as Megan Donahue seems to be done for the day. As Conradi still in the circle. Mays at first. She came into bat as Taylor Friedley now up. That one is tipped into the mid of the catcher for strike number 1. We will talk to Kate Conradi after the game, and that one's strike 2. Have the opportunity to talk to the Tigers senior, first baseman and pitcher. And here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed for the second strikeout from Conradi. As Grace Steinbeck now up. Ask her what it's been like to be a Marshfield Tiger the last 4 years. As Steinbeck coming to bat for Wausau East. That one's dribbled in front of, and a good scoop out by the first baseman, but a base hit for Grace Steinbeck. The first hit of the day for the Lumberjacks. In game 1 or game 2, they've had 2 base runners. Had a walk in the first and now a base hit. Infield single in the third. Now Molly Zipperer up next. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Conradi again. I believe she's going to Upper Iowa. Had the announcements during the in between game 1 and 2, and a hit, but it hit Zipperer in the batter's box, and she's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Looking in to her catcher is Kate Conradi. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Misses high. And that one got by the first baseman, and Steinbeck will not take second base. Good backup by the right fielder. Throw down from the catcher, and nothing doing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Conradi. That one swung on and missed. And the third strikeout for Kate Conradi. And the second out of the inning with Gabby Bratz now up. Conradi had 5 strikeouts against DC Everest last week. That one's dribbled over to the Tigers dugout in front of it. Nice play over there by the Lumberjacks coach. And there's 1 strike on Gabby Bratz. That one's lined. Good play over at shortstop over to first. And a 6-3 putout to end the third inning. Lumberjacks get a hit. They leave 1. We go to the top of the 4th. Marshfield 5, Wausau East nothing.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel.
Hey, welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski.
It's time for the Zaleski Sports Show 3 to see.
I'm in the house.
I'm in the house.
He's in the house. He's in the house. He's in the house.
Have a great week, everyone.
Go Sports!
Top of the 4th we go. Marshfield 5, Wausau East nothing. Marshfield went line score, no runs in the first, 5 runs in the second, no runs in the third. See what they can do here in the fourth inning. A couple of substitutions for Marshfield in the bottom half of the third. We'll see if they come into bat in the top half of the fourth. As Marshfield's trying to figure out all of their substitutions. As Brubaker still in the circle for the Lumberjacks. Pinch hitter right away for Marshfield. Looks like Vargo, who came in game number 1. His first pitch to Brubaker, and that one's drilled foul on out of play for strike 1. See if the scorekeepers up in the press box can get some new names for these Marshfield Tiger hitters. Here's the pitch, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nine, 1, and 2 due up for Marshfield here in the top of the fourth. There's a strike. Marshfield, the visitors in game 2 of this conference doubleheader, Wisconsin Valley Conference doubleheader, Marshfield and Wausau East. Here's the 1-2. And there's strike 3. First strikeout of game number 2 for Brubaker, and there's 1 away here in the top of the fourth.
Now batting for the Tigers, Donahue.
Megan Donahue is going to bat for Marshfield. Leadoff hitter. It's reached both times, and there's a ball outside. One ball, no strikes. 1 away here in the top of the fourth. Marshfield scored 5 in the second. Nothing since then. Now it's drilled right center field. Now it's going back, and it's a home run for Megan Donahue. Just kept on drifting back, and Megan Donahue with a home run and the 6th. An RBI, her 3rd RBI of the game, and Megan Donahue picks up or has another home run on the year. 6-0 Marshfield. As Emily Drager up next. Just kept on drifting in right field. Nothing the fielder would have been able to do. On the second pitch that Donahue saw in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Skips in there, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Two 7-inning games. Game 1 went 5 innings when Marshfield scored 10 runs. Drager looks at ball 2. Brubaker looking in and delivers left hand. And there's a strike right at the top of the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike to Emily Drager, one of the seniors of this Marshfield softball team. That one's drilled to left field, and that one's going to be foul. And they even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Closing in on the bottom of the hour, getting close to 5:30 here at the Marshfield Fairgrounds. Lee Field, Marshfield Tigers and the Wausau East Lumberjacks. Here's the 2-2. Now it's popped straight up. See if the third baseman can make a play, and out or overruns it off the end of her glove, and the count remains 2-2. A lot of uppercut swings here in game 2 for Marshfield. have seen a lot of pop-ups. Even if they have gone foul, I've seen a lot of pop-ups. Here's the 2-2. Misses just outside. And Drager runs it full. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Brubaker, and that one's fouled. And to the press box again, and hits off the Marshfield dugout on the JV field. Remains full. Count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch to Emily Drager. Misses high and in, and a walk. The third walk of game number 2. Jenna Jacoby now up for the Tigers. Drager at first, Jacoby at the dish. 0 for 2 in this game is Jenna. And nothing doing at first as Jacoby looks at ball 1 high. As offense players for Marshfield look at their wristbands after hearing the call. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled straight back, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 run across here in the top of the 4th. A solo home run from Megan Donahue, driving in her 3rd RBI of the game. Emily Drager has 2 RBIs as well. Here's the pitch. That one's drilled right center field, and that one is gone. No, it's going to be a double. It went through the fence. No, and then the home plate umpire says home run, a 2-run home run. Well, the umpires are convening. And they're going to say that it went over the fence. The right fielder and the center fielder say it went through the fence. And we'll see what they convene. Let's see what they say. Umpires don't know if it could go through. And it will be a ground rule double. So now they're trying to figure it out. It's either a 2-run home run or a ground rule double, and nobody comes across. And now the base umpire is going to go out there and check out the fence along with the home plate umpire and the Marshfield Tiger head coach as well. They're trying to figure out what had happened. And we've seen that a couple of times. We saw that 2 weeks ago in the Spash game here that it had gone through the fence. So now Jenna Jacoby will be standing at second. Emily Drager will be standing at third. So a double for Jenna Jacoby. Got it all figured out. Couple of chuckles along the way from the umpires and the coaches from both sides. So now a big opportunity for Corozola with runners at second and third and only 1 out. And as soon as that ball was hit, it looked like it had a chance to go out, but then the center fielder and the right fielder, as soon as the ball went out of play, put their hands up to signal that it was a ground rule double and went through the fence and not over the fence. And more miscommunication on the base paths as Jenna Jacoby was 3/4 of the way to third base, and Emily Drager's standing on third base. So runners at second and third with 1 out on a 1-0 count with Corzola at the dish. The opportunity to drive in a couple runs, and that one's drilled to center field. Another great catch by the center fielder. In comes Traeger. Jacoby will stand at third. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Corzola. Center fielder for Wausau East getting a lot of work in here today, and she has done a phenomenal job. So 7-0, Marshfield. Morgan Nordbeck due up. She has singled and doubled. That one's popped straight up, in play, and out of the reach of the Wausau East defenders. Nordbeck has she doubled in the second, came around and scored, and singled in the third and was left stranded. Here's the pitch to Nordbeck, and that one's drilled left center field, and it will be caught by the center fielder again. The Nordbeck flies out to center field for the third out. 2 across in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Marshfield 7, Wausau East.
Enabling families to have peace of mind in times like these. Secure against unexpected property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
To the bottom of the fourth we go. Marshfield 7, Wausau East nothing. As it will be Chelsea Lambeck, Tiff Schweedy, and Adriana Jasso for the Lumberjacks. As the home plate umpire did not have enough spare softballs, so partner in crime went out there and got him from beyond the fence on the ground rule double and the solo home run. Home run from Megan Donahue. Ground rule double from Jenna Jacoby, who was left at third. Chelsea Lambeck now up for the Lumberjacks. Here's a pitch from Kate Conradi. Misses high, and it's ball 1. Conradi in her third inning of work. Megan Donahue started game number 2 as well as game 1. She had 3 strikeouts in the first 4 batters. Walked 1. And misses high, just Conradi, and it's 2-0. Megan Donahue on the day, 6 innings. Pitched 5 in the first, 1 here in the pitched 5 in game 1 and pitched 1 in game 2. So she went 6 innings, gave up no hits, 1 walk, no runs, and 15 strikeouts in 6 innings. 15 of 18 outs were strikeouts, and that one's grounded past the third baseman, and another hit. Another hit for Wausau East, their second of the game, and Lambeck stands on first base with nobody out. And a pinch or courtesy runner for the catcher. Tiff Schweedy now up. Conradi trying to work out of this early jam. There's a strike. Schweedy struck out in the first. No balls and a strike. Conradi comes set and delivers. That one's fouled back and into the netting, and it's quickly 0-2. Marshfield in the top of the fifth, seeing if they can push across 3 more runs, will be Kate Conradi, Jordan Presch. As Maddie Mays came in, there's a strikeout on Schweedy for out number 1. Strikeout number 4. As here's the pitch. Allen's grounded over to third. Over to second and overthrowing an error on the third baseman. And Jasso gets to first base. Now there's runners at the corners. Emily Brubaker now up. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Biggest opportunity for the Lumberjacks here today. Emily Brubaker flew out to right field her first time, doing the pitching for Wausau East in Game 2. Here's the first pitch. Misses high and away. So Lambeck put Jasso down on a fielder's choice. Lambeck reaches second and third on a throwing error. Here's the pitch to Brubaker. Misses high, and it's 2-0. 7-0 Marshfield. East with runners at the corners. Here's the 2-0. That one's grounded off the plate. Steps on second, and another missed opportunity, and Wausau East springs across their first run of the afternoon. So now there's runners at first and second. Runners at first and second with only 1 out. And another courtesy runner. Brubaker's coming out. Another courtesy runner for the Lumberjacks. A couple missed opportunities for the left side of the infield for Marshfield. A step on third and a throw to, or step on second and a throw to first might have gotten him out of this inning. But now it's 7-1. And a good stop there by the catcher for Marshfield. East not going down quietly. Marshfield 7. Wausau East 1. Bottom of the 4th. And skips it in there again. Conradi struggling to find the strike zone here in the 4th inning. Taylor Friedley is on deck for the Lumberjacks. Here's the 2-0. That one's popped up, out of play, and bounces towards the concession stands, and it's 2-1. Conradi trying to get out of the inning. Here's the 2-1. That one's fouled straight back off the plate, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. 2 runners still aboard for the Lumberjacks. Here's the pitch from Conradi. There's strike 3 inside corner. Got her looking, and strikeout number 5 for Kate Conradi. And now Taylor Friedley up for the Lumberjacks. Conradi trying to get out of this on her own. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Kate Conradi. Misses low. One across. Chelsea Lambeck with a single. Came around and scored. Strikeout to Schweedy, and that one is fouled out of play into the Lumberjacks bullpen. And evens it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second is Jasso. Runner at first was Brubaker, but had a courtesy runner. Misses just inside, and it's 2-1. Grace Steinmeck, the outstanding center fielder for East, is on deck. Here's the 2-1, 2-2 now to Friedley. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch to Conradi. Dribbles over to short, and a misplay, and another error by the shortstop. So now bases loaded for Grace Steinbeck, who singled back in the 3rd. Opportunity for Wausau East to get some more scratches on the board. Here's a pitch from Conradi. That one's drilled to short. She will take it herself, and that will do it here in inning number 4. 1 run across. East leaves the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 5th, 7-1, Marshfield.
Nasonville Dairy is proud to be part of more than 150 years of dairy farming tradition in the state of Wisconsin. The athletes at Nasonville Dairy are also proud to support all our local student athletes. You work hard in the classroom and then work hard to compete at your best outside of school. Congratulations to the 2018 graduates and best of luck this sports season and beyond. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. Visit us at our store or nasonvilledairy.com. Nasonville Dairy is...
Morgan Norbeck's memory was beating Chippewa Falls 11-8 during her sophomore year in the regional final. They were the number 2 seed, so we pulled off a big upset, and they were the number 7. Megan Donahue's favorite memory, hitting a home run on her birthday.
To the top of the 5th we go from Marshfield Fairgrounds. Lee Field. The Lumberjacks get one. Lumberjacks get 1 run across in the bottom of the 4th. Kate Conradi, Jordan Presh, or Maddie Mays, depending on who they bring in, and Brianna Jacoby due up for the Tigers in the top of the 5th. See how aggressive the offense for Marshfield will be. Up by 6. Seeing if they scratch 4 runs across here in the top of the 5th inning. And then they'd have to get a great defensive effort in the bottom of the 5th. But they got to do the work offensively first. Here's the pitch to Conradi, and that one bounces in there for ball 1. Brubaker still in the circle for and that one's drilled center field, shallow center field, and it will bounce in front of Steinbeck, and a single for Kate Conradi. She's been on twice, as they will have a courtesy runner coming in for the pitcher. And trying to find a helmet in the Tiger dugout. Conradi was on twice with a walk, came around and scored in the 2nd, and she singled. Also flew out to Steinbeck in the 3rd, excuse me.
Mays up for the Tigers.
Maddie Mays now up for Marshfield. He bunted on, or sacrifice bunted the last time, pulls it back in time for ball 1. Brianna Jacoby, Taylor Barwick. Brianna Jacoby, if this inning would continue. Here's the pitch. Squares the bunt again, pops it up, and it goes foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Squares the bunt early in Brubaker's release. 1 ball and 1 strike, nobody out after a leadoff single from Kate Conradi. Here comes Brubaker and delivers. Squares the bunt again. That one's fouled back, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Struggling to get it down is Mays. Top of the 5th, nobody out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Comes set and delivers. Squares the bunt again, and she pulled it back in time, and it's 2-2. Don't want to foul back a bunt. Does Mays. And she pulls back in time, and she evens up the count. She runs it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, top of the 5th. Payoff pitch from Brubaker. Here's the pitch. And she bunts that one right in front of the pitcher, and she's going to be safe at first. Outruns the throw, and an infield single for Maddie Mays. Brianna Jacoby now up. That's a very tough play for the pitcher. She bunted it down the third base line for a left-handed pitcher to get it, make the turn to first and make the throw, and Mays was just too fast to get down the line. And it's 2 on and nobody out. Brianna Jacoby at the dish. There's a strike to Brianna. As the base runners and the batter are all getting their signs, looking at their signs after the number was called out. Here's the 0-1. Squares the bunt in front of home plate. And a miscommunication again. Bases loaded. As that was not Jacoby. Oh, they're gonna say foul ball. And Jacoby will, that's not Jacoby, but can't see her name with the, should be no balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, no balls and 2 strikes. Brubaker coming set, the first baseman really creeping in. Here's the pitch, bounces in there, and going to third. And Mays will head down to second. The pinch runner for Conradi heads to third, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Comes set. Does Brubaker, and looking in. Delivers. That one's fouled straight back, staying alive. Two on, nobody out, top of the 5th. Marshfield trying to blow this game open. Here is 1-2. Stay tuned for the post game. We'll have an opportunity to talk to Marshfield first baseman and pitcher Kate Conradi. Here's the 2-2. Misses just high. And here's the payoff pitch. Looking in and delivers. That one's dribbled foul to the on-deck circle where Taylor Barwick sits. Here comes Brubaker again, 3-2. That one's drilled right behind first base, and it's going to be just going to drop. One across. One of those you call in no man's land. An RBI across. Runner to third. Now there's runners at the corners, nobody out. Here is the first pitch. Jordan Vargas says that one gets by the third baseman. Mays comes in to score, and the left fielder misplayed it. But one more comes across, and it's 9-1. Marshfield with the top of the order up for the Tigers. Megan Donahue with a home run back in the 4th. As Varga came in for Barwick. That last at bat. Here's the pitch from Donahue, and misses ball 1. Megan Donahue been on base all 3 times in game number 2. She's hit by a pitch, singled and hit a home run. And misses just high again. And it's 2-0. To the Tigers' leadoff hitter. 9-1 Marshfield. That one's drilled left field. Going back, and it will be misplayed out there. And they're going into home. And it'll come across. Looked like Donahue almost had another home run. It wasn't Brianna Jacoby, but she comes in to score another RBI. 4 RBI game for Megan Donahue. One of those tough plays out there in left field. Not exactly knowing where the fence is. And it's 10-1 Marshfield. There's a strike to Emily Traeger. Marshfield 10, Wausau East 1. Runners at first and second with nobody out. That one's drilled left field, and it's going to be foul. And it's 0-2 to Emily Traeger. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Here at the top of the 5th inning, Marshfield 10, Wausau East 1. Brubaker trying to get her second strikeout of the game. See if she can strand these base runners. Here's the pitch. That one's lined to left center field. One across. Donahue will come in to third. She will stand at third base. Traeger with a RBI double. So Donahue goes to third. Into plate is Varga, and a timeout in a pitcher's meeting with the infield for Wausau East. Again, stick around after the game. We'll have an opportunity to talk to Kate Conradi, the senior pitcher and first baseman for the Marshfield Tigers. Marshfield leads 11-1 now with runners at second and third with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Wausau East was able to scratch across a run in the bottom of the 4th. A couple of hard hits and a couple of misplayed grounders from the Marshfield infield, but all in all, it was 1 run across. Jenna Jacoby now up. Left-handed batter. Long, lanky left-handed batter. See what Brubaker can do. Here's the first pitch. Bounces in there for ball 1. Corozola on deck. Nordbeck in the hole. Marshfield looking to go 17-3 on the season. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, and it's 2-1. Jacoby 1 for 3 in game number 2. There's a strike outside corner. That's 2-1. Corzola, who's up next, has flown out all 3 times to center field. Here's the 2-1. Misses high, and it's 3-1. Closing in on the 6 o'clock hour here in Marshfield. Marshfield Fairgrounds, Lee Field. Wisconsin Valley Conference softball. Wausau East Lumberjacks and the Marshfield Tigers. That one's drilled to right center field, or to center field, and Steinbeck will play it, and around second to third is Jacoby, and 2 RBI triple for Jenna Jacoby. 2 more across, and it's 13-1 Marshfield. Up next is Coro Zola, who's flown out all 3 times to center field. On her at third is Jenna Jacoby. Misses low and in for ball 1. Again, you're watching the live stream of Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball. Marshfield Tigers, who now lead 13-1 and 14-1. A base hit right up the middle for Corazola, RBI single, and it's 14-1. It's 14-1 Marshfield as Morgan Nordbeck now up. Still nobody out here in the 5th inning. Everybody that has come up to bat has scored. That one's flowing to right field, a shallow right field, and another base hit. Misplay by the center right fielder, and Corazola did not look at third base coach, and now there's runners at first and second. Now they have batted around. Kate Conradi now up. She singled and came around and scored. Her second at bat of the inning, and there's still nobody out. Here's pitch. Misses high and in for ball 1. Conradi dribbles it over to short. A good play by the shortstop to go to third. Conradi will reach on a fielder's choice, but the Lumberjacks get the lead runner. Nice play there to get Corazola for out number 1. Maddie Mays now up with 1 away. 14-1 Tigers. Kate Conradi with that last at bat. She bunts in front of the plate, does Mays. Third baseman over to first. No, nothing doing. And another infield single for Maddie Mays. Nordbeck goes to third. Conradi goes to second. And Mays standing at first base. Second time through the batting order in this inning. Here's pitch. Bounces in there for ball 1. Still 1 away here in the top of the 5th. 7 across. And the bases are loaded. Here's the 1-0. That one's popped straight up. Another infield fly rule. And now there's 2 outs. So the third infield fly of game number 2. Now Jordan Varga now up. Varga came in for Barwick in the 5th. Top of the 5th, 14-1 Marshfield. Here's a pitch from Brubaker. That one's dribbled past the third baseman. 1 run will come across, and 2 runs will come across. Nordbeck to score, and Varga with the 2 RBIs. And it's 16-1 Tigers, with the top of the order back up in Megan Donahue. Donahue singled and scored. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Here's pitch. Misses for ball 1. 9 across here in the top half of the 5th inning. Brubaker trying her best to get out of it. Has been putting it in the strike zone, has not walked many. That one's popped straight up, shallow center field. Shortstop goes, she can't make the play, and 1 more will come across for the Tigers. So Maddie Mays comes in to score. Varga goes to third, and Donahue is standing at first. Here is the pitch. Misses high and in to Emily Drager. 10 across in the 5th for the Tigers. Here's the 1-0. Misses high, 2-0. First game, 10-0, Marshfield. Second game so far, 17-1, Tigers. Here's the pitch. Misses 3-0. Marshfield will improve to 17-3 on the season. Wausau East falling to 1-9. Again, seeding meetings are coming up later this week and into this weekend. 3-1 to Drager. Be interesting to see where the local teams put this very talented Marshfield team. Lost by a single run. That one's drilled to shallow right, and it will get inside of the foul line, and it will be a fair ball. So Varga comes in to score. RBI double for Drager. And it's 18-1. $11 across here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs with Jenna Jacoby up. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Brubaker still working hard in the circle for the Lumberjacks. Still throwing strikes. Has only 3 walks in the whole game, and there's strike 2 to Jenna Jacoby. Jenna Jacoby down, no balls and 2 strikes. Her 5th at-bat of the game. Here's the 0-2. That one's fouled and nearly into the Lumberjacks' dugout door. Looking in is Brubaker. Jenna Jacoby stands tall in the left-handed batter's box on the pitch. That one's popped straight up, foul and out of play. 18-1 Marshfield. Scored scored 7 runs without recording it out, and have since pushed 4 across. That one's popped. Steinbeck settles under it. She has been perfect all day and continues for Marshfield. 11 runs across. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Marshfield 18, Wausau East 1.
Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today.
$50 to Artie Balderas. $100 to Sherry Markwart. And $200 to Jennifer Coran. Congratulations, winners.
Oh, that's nice. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Marshfield 18, Wausau East 1. The Lumberjacks need at least 8 runs to stay alive. 10 run.
Artie's ideal vehicle is a 1970s Chevrolet Chevy.
So we go to
Kate, I'm just reading what you wrote. Sorry.
Kate Conradi still in the circle. See if she can finish this one out in her 4th inning of work. She has 5 strikeouts to go along with her 5 in last week's doubleheader against DC Everest, the DC Everest Evergreens. Again, stick around. We'll have Kate Conradi talk about her games today and her career as a Marshfield Tiger in her final regular season home game today. Again, they'll play at Wausau West, and then they will have the playoffs starting next Tuesday if they do get that first round. If they do get that 2 seed, most likely a first round bye.
For the Lumberjacks, a bat Zipperer.
Molly Zipperer now up. She has struck out twice. Conradi looking in and delivers. Misses just low, and it's 2-0. Zipperer, Bratz, and Lambeck. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Lumberjacks. Here's the 2-0. That one's drilled, and it's 2-1. A sharp ground ball, a little late, and fouls it down the first base line. 2 balls and a strike. Here is the delivery from Conradi. That one bounces in there, and it's 3-1. Okay, Conradi trying to get through this inning quickly. Here's the 3-1. That one's way over the catcher's head. And a walk by Kate Conradi. So 1 on, nobody out. And Gabby Bratz now up. Trying to get something started for the Lumberjacks. And there's a strike inside corner. And it's 0-1. Bratz is struck out and grounded out. She also pitched the first game. That one is fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Zipperer on first after the 5-pitch walk. Here comes Conradi. That one's fouled straight back, and out of play. Remains no balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. Or nobody out, excuse me. Comes set, delivers. That one's drilled left field. Coming in and caught by the left fielder for out number 1. Zipperer stays put at first. Now Chelsea Lambeck up for the Lumberjacks. She has walked and singled and scored. She has the only run scored for the Lumberjacks in Game 2. No balls and a strike. 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's grounded foul down third base line. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Two strikes to count to the East catcher. Here's the pitch from Conradi. That one's drilled. Right field going, and it is going to be off the wall. 1 run. No, there's going to be runners at second and third for the Lumberjacks. Zipper had to stay put. Did not want to get thrown out on the double play and over the head of Varga. And now there's runners at second and third with 1 away, and Tiff Schweedy now up. So 1 out. Lumberjacks trying to put some more on the board. Here's the pitch. There's strike 1. Schweedy has struck out twice here in Game 2. Here's the 0-1. That one's fouled. No balls and 2 strikes. To Lumberjacks second baseman. Here's the 0-2 from Conradi. Misses high and outside, and it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Kate Conradi. That one's fouled back. Staying alive is Tiff Schweedy. JV game finished up behind us. Clearing the field in the JV side of things. Here's the 1-2 from Conradi. That one's popped up. Foul territory and out of the reach of the third baseman and the catcher. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 away. Conradi trying to get out of this inning. Her 4th inning of work. Gave up a run in the 4th. Trying to keep him silent in the 5th as Schweedy stays alive. Follows it straight back. Good fight for the East second baseman. Adriana Jasso is on deck. The third baseman. Looking in is Conradi. And the pitch. Swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. And to first, and they can't get it. 1 run will come across. Schweedy will be at first on the strikeout. Drop third strike. 1 run will come across. That is Zipperer, and it's 18-2. Lambeck on second. Schweedy on first. Swung on and missed. A little more behind that one. Frustrated with herself is Conradi. No balls and a strike. Still only 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's popped straight up. Foul territory and caught by the catcher. And there's 2 away with Emily Brubaker now up. Again, stick around for postgame. Have an opportunity to chat with the Marshfield pitcher, Kate Conradi. Ask her feelings on today's ball games and what it means to be a Marshfield Tigers senior and the run they are on this season. Here's the first pitch to Emily Brubaker. There's a strike. 18-2 Marshfield on their way to their 17th win of the season. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Brubaker 1 for 2 today in game 2. Singled and flew out. Lumberjacks down to their last strike. Here's the 0-2. And that one's grounded over to second and into right field. 1 run. Nope. And Lambeck will stick at third. To second goes Schweedy, and Brubaker with her 2nd straight hit. Down to their last strike. Dana Fike now up. Now bases loaded with 2 outs. Good battle from Emily Brubaker. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Fike 0 for 2 today. 2 strikeouts. Dana Fike in the right-handed batter's box with the neon gloves. That one's popped. Shallow right. And a catch made there by Jordan Varga. And that will do it in the 5th inning. 1 run across, a couple of hits, bases left loaded, and that will do it for game number 2. Marshfield 18, the Wausau East Lumberjacks 2. Will step aside quickly and come back and have an opportunity to talk with winning pitcher Kate Conradi when we get back from Marshfield Fairgrounds.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel.
Hey, welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski.
It's time for the Zaleski Sports Show 3 to see.
I'm in the house. I'm in the house.
He's in the house. He's in the house.
Have a great week, everyone.
Go Sports!
Even more enjoyable.
I'll see what I can do.
Johnny's favorite thing is how far they have come as a team and how they've learned to work together. And Kate Conradi left this question blank, so I'm going to just fill it in for her. I love everything about softball. And then finally, I've got some thank yous to dole out from the seniors. From Kate Conradi, she would like to thank her parents, Coach Costa, John Donahue, Queen Hamlin, Becky Linsmeyer, Mike Voss, Amy and Jason Drager, Jim McBride, Ryan Jacoby, and all of her teammates over the years. Emily Drager would like to thank her parents, Coach Costa, her teammates, and the community, all for pushing her to work and giving her the opportunity to succeed not only in Marshfield, but beyond as well. Morgan Norbeck would like to thank her parents for supporting her every step of the way, her coaches for building her into the person and player that she is today, and her teammates for making this a memorable 4 years. And finally, from senior Megan Donahue, I would like to thank my parents me to my tournaments and camps. I would not have been the person and player today without them. They have provided me with love and support my entire life, and I am forever grateful. They are better parents than I could ever ask for. I also want to thank Danny for not only being a great coach and for teaching us lessons in life and trying to shape us into good young ladies. We'd also like to thank her teammates for making the last 4 years fun and memorable. I hope everybody has a wonderful night and safe drives home.
I have to get Kate when she's ready. Kate. All right. Yeah, I think Jason got you in the first game. Yep, that's good. We're going to look right over there. We're going to stand right here.
Okay.
Okay, we're just going to talk about the games today, and then your senior year, how it's been, and then at the end, I'm gonna hand you this, and then you have to look right at the camera and say, "I'm in the house." Okay.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay.
We're back with Game 2, winning pitcher Kate Conradi. Kate, just talk about how dominant you guys were today, 18-2, and now 10-0. What can you tell us about how you play, or how you hit at the plate, and how good you were in the circle today?
Well, just as a team, we hit very good. We took advantage of every opportunity that we had. When we had hits, we took those extra bases, and we did not let up on the hitting at all. Personally, at the plate, I did not hit my best. I'm working to change my swing a little bit. I'm a little long through the zone, but I'm looking to change that for the next games that we have coming up here. Defensively, I mean, what can you say about Megan Donahue? She did great that first game and in the beginning of this one. Me personally, it wasn't my best game, but still got out with a couple Ks, and I was happy about that.
All right. Obviously, senior day, a lot of emotion, a lot of festivities going on in between games. Just talk about your time as a Marshfield Tiger softball player and the run that you guys are on this year so far.
I can't even say, I don't even know what to say about this year. This year has been amazing. I couldn't ask for a better year. And all my years at Marshfield softball have been memorable. I have such good teammates, such great coaching. I mean, it's hard to say I had a bad season because I didn't. It's all been so great. I mean, just this day is so emotional because I'm nearing the end with my teammates and all that, so it's hard to say goodbye, but I'm excited for what's to come.
All right, we're going to give the microphone to Kate Conradi and have some words about being in the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House.
I'm in the house. Nice. All right,
thank you. That's Kate Conradi, winning pitcher in Game 2. We're going to sign off here from Lee Field, Marshfield Fairgrounds. Once again, the Marshfield Tigers winners in Game 1, 10-0. Game 2, 18-2. I'd like to thank Trevor Zaleski and Jason Zaleski. This is Steve Maves signing off from the Marshfield Fairgrounds. Have a good night, everybody.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel.
Hey, welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski.
It's time for the Zaleski Sports Show 3-C.
I'm in the house. I'm in the house.
He's in the house. He's in the house.
Have a great week, everyone.
Go Sports!
Enabling families to have peace of mind in times like these. Secure against unexpected property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Proud to be part of more than 150 years of dairy farming tradition in the state of Wisconsin. The athletes at Nasonville Dairy are also proud to support all our local student athletes. You work hard in the classroom and then work hard to compete at your best outside of school. Congratulations to the 2018 graduates and best of luck this sports season and beyond. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. Visit us at our store or nasonvilledairy.com. Nasonville Dairy.